It's about that time we trekked into the next generation. Star Trek Generations. So in Star Trek Generations, we see Chekhov, Scotty, and James T. Kirk christening the new and third Enterprise. A distress call goes out, they go to answer it. In the end of the distress call, something blows up, of course, kills some of the people, but they rescue more of the people that were in distress. Fortunately for them, Kirk was in that section of the ship that was actually blown off, so he is feared dead. Years later, we see the crew of the new USS Enterprise of, Picard and crew of the Next Generation, as they come across a evil scientist named Soren. Okay, Soren has this plan to destroy other star systems, basically, and of course the crew has to stop him. But when all else fails, Picard has to team with another person that he has to come across. Problem is, he's been dead for 78 years. This movie is good. I like this movie. This movie gets a lot of hate. I don't hate the movie, but I do fault the movie's flaws. It has two main flaws. It's kind of boring at parts, and I don't like how the ending came about. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Because I always thought that person will go out shooting shit. You know what I mean? If he's gonna get killed off, he's gonna go out shooting stuff. You know what I mean? They kind of did a Star Wars episode. I mean, they kind of pulled the Jedi Return of the Jedi, where they kill off Boba Fett in the stupidest way possible instead of having him go out in the blaze of glory. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. That kind of pissed me off. Other than that, this is an enjoyable movie. I mean, you got Malcolm McDowell as the villain. He always plays good villains, especially when he plays Metallo in Superman the Animated Series. So that's what I mostly know him best for. So that's even more awesome because I grew up with that show, of course. So yeah, that voice is uncanny in my mind. But the acting is good. I mean, James T. Kirk, are you kidding me? Fucking William Shatner? Come on, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. But, there is a saving factor to the ending of this movie. The rebooted Star Trek movies. What do I mean by that? I mean, have the younger Kirk go back in time to save said person. That way they can both meet up in the same movie, kind of as Spock did in the first movie. If you know what I'm talking about between those two movies and in this movie, you know your Star Treks. But that's why I'm hoping for in Star Trek 3 they do something like that, because this ending was kind of, really, you went through all that for that, you know. But yeah, the effects, I love the effects. I love the ship effects. I did not know that the Enterprise can break in sections like that. That was awesome to see for the first time ever. Because I don't think I ever seen that on the show. I don't think they even did that in the Next Generation TV series. So that was pretty good. We got some Klingons in here for a minute. They were funny. Especially when they see the human female. And mind you, there's some ugly shits, okay? The teeth is all buck tooth and everything, and they looking at the chick. I think her name was Crusher. I think that's her name. The blonde one, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're looking at her and they're all like, the human's female is an ugly species or something like that. I'm like, at least she doesn't have buck tooth and fucking veins coming out of her fucking forehead. That was hilarious though. Seriously. I had a good time with this. It's just those two main problems I have with this movie that really hurt the grade for me. But all else, I'm going to give Star Trek Generations a C+. Still an enjoyable movie. It's just those two things Those two things fucking killed it, man. If those two things were rectified, it would be a B+ at best. Let me know what you guys think about Generations down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And I see you guys in Insurrection.